we didn't want to, we can't not do it. We have to put in paved walkways and make everything ADA accessible, which is a good thing in the end. And the parking lot installation to gravel. Initially, it was going to be paved at all. And obviously, the entire site being excavated to finish plan. So that's the plan for phase one, and without going through all the numbers and boring you again, roughly $363,000 is the estimated monetary cost for that. This is the original site plan as developed by Pinoni and Associates. This is modified slightly, but what I wanted to show you, this was in the color picture I currently have. Large parking area, picnic pavilions in a couple different locations, 3 ball fields. This is going to be the This will be the girls softball field, varsity size. This will be the little league size baseball field, and this will be the varsity size large baseball field. Concession stands, dugouts, bleachers. These were the batting cages. Now, believe it or not, that cost $20,000. That alone, with that in conjunction with all the other documentation, and it actually was inaccurate. The space that was truly there per the survey was less than what Pinoni assumed it to be. So we had to rearrange this a little bit to make it fit in the actual space that we have. That's just a couple shots of the field today. And this is the revised layout. This isn't as fancy as the picture portion, it's the actual AutoCAD layout, but it's not much different. We took and we moved the parking lot just slightly to allow us to get the batting cages in alongside the parking lot. We had to move the driveway, and we lost a few parking spaces here for a very specific reason, which I won't get into right now, but that had to be done. We took the concession stand from the very center of the park, moved it off to the side. We took the playground and picnic pavilion from down in this area, moved it to the corner of the property because of this now has to be a retention pond for the rainwater per the sewer and sedimentation plans. That's where the flagpole goes. So it's basically the same. We just moved the ancillary items around a little bit. If you want to look at this later, this was the original site survey that URS did. We actually had to have the survey done in 2-foot increments. So even though there was a survey to survey the outer perimeter of the land, to do the soil and erosion plan, they had to know the grade of this every 2 feet. So that was part of why that cost so much to get just a survey done, if anybody was wondering. This is the current grading plan. If you're not familiar with looking at these, what's going to happen is basically the property from roughly behind Slater Ford, which would be here, to the bottom of where that tree line is today, drops approximately 10 feet. So what's going to happen is the rough grading plan is actually going to level the entire plane. Most likely, it's going to come down more so than come up. It will come up a little bit, but it's going to level the entire area. And then the highest portions on the property will begin at the pitcher's mounds of each of the fields, and then it will drop 1 foot at each of these locations. So you'll drop 3 feet from the pitcher's mound to the end of the outfield. This design is based on a lot of research and a lot of effort on Scott Cranach's part and working with URS to figure out what's the best way to drain the property. And initially we had thought tile, pipe, and drain, and things actually under the field. We later learned that that's not the best way. The best way is to truly just drain it with natural grade, and then we'll catch the water in different areas with drains and traps, and then it will get piped into the retention. Real quickly, just a simple view of the preliminary design for the concession stand. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the announcer's booth. Behind each one of the fields will be the announcer's booth. The bottom area will be storage for equipment, and the upper area will be for the announcers. The dugouts are going to be simple dugouts. They won't actually be sunk in. It appears that way. This is the footer. To maintain ADA accessibility, you can't sink the dugouts in, so they will be at grade. So goals for the construction committee, obviously the completion of phase 1 Jack Jones Memorial Complex, and then the installation of the Stonebrook Skate Park. This is just an idea. There was a proposal from a company called Skateway for the park. We mentioned that grant's worth about $30,000. In that money, we do have to prepare the surface and ready the area. So any repairs that need to be made to the fencing is going to have to come out of that. We're going to try and not redo the blacktop. Because if we do, that might cost anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000, and would be nothing left to do with. So we're going to try to repair the blacktop and use all the money to purchase equipment. This is not an area I have familiarity in, or most of us, in fact, on this committee. None of our kids are into this sport, but it is popular, and there's a lot of kids that do. So this is one of the proposed designs. I wanted to throw it out there because what I wanted to ask was if you have kids or no kids who are into this, let us know, because what we want to do is sit down with them and say, hey, I don't know what a grind box is. I've never heard of this thing in my life, but is that something that these guys want to see there? And basically let them decide how they want to spend what funds are available, because this is one proposal, but another proposal was 2 quarter pipes, and that would cost all the money, nothing else. So if anybody's familiar with, I think the kids who were involved in that originally have actually probably grown out of the sport at this point or moved on or in college. So we are looking to put together a little bit of community support and help us, you guys help us design that. Any questions for the construction committee? Yeah, question was, is the skate park at the old tennis courts? Yes, it is. A couple different reasons. That was where it was allocated to be by the borough originally. I do know there were some conversations prior to our involvement with the borough and the citizens about moving that location. I believe there might have even been a small opposition to that location. But what happens with these grants is, to sum it up very simply, it's a lot of red tape and a lot of procedure. So when that grant was submitted as that is a site plan, that's basically what we have to do, or we would have to go back and request that grant or ask for a change in location, which we could do and the borough could have done, but the end decision was based on if you moved it away from a place that has a semi-prepared surface already, it was going to cost $20,000 to $30,000 to create a prepared surface. So at that point, we would allocate all of the money and end up with nothing. So yes, today it's back at being at the skate park, or I'm sorry, at the location of the tennis courts. That's where it's going to be. Any other questions on the skate park? Any other questions for construction? And we're just about done here, so if you're getting PowerPoint tired, we're almost done. I guess I'm throwing it back to myself. So